Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Beyond the Broadcast. I'm your host, Jake Braverman, and today I'm joined by a very, very exciting guest, superstar running back from the Atlanta Falcons, Bijan Robinson. Bijan led the NFL in yards from scrimmage with 2,298 in 2025. He's a two-time Pro Bowler, first-team AP All-Pro, and finalist for NFL Offensive Player of the Year last season. From his journey through high school and college to becoming one of the league's most dynamic playmakers, Bijan has made an impact both on and off the field. Today, we're going to talk about his path to the NFL, his mindset that drives success, and the work he's done to give back through his foundation. Bijan, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you doing?
Man, first of all, thanks for letting me come on the show with you. But I'm doing great, man. It's been fun to get to meet new people and to just be around, but then obviously get to meet you and talk to you, bro.
I appreciate it. To get things going here, I want to talk about your journey. From being a kid who
Yeah,
loved football to being a superstar in the NFL today, what were some of the moments that really shaped the player and person you are today, and how did your faith help drive this?
yeah. I mean, you just said it. My faith, man. That's been everything for me. What the Lord is, how He got in my life, how He got in my path, but just how I stayed faithful throughout the whole journey. My family, they're a very big part of who I am today as a person, as an athlete, but most importantly, just as a God-fearing man, trying to, make all kids, adults, teenagers, you name it, older people, like have an example to live off of, spiritual life, so they can accomplish the things that they want to accomplish. But yeah, man, I mean, from my journey to middle school to high school, college, and now here in the NFL, it's all the same steps that I had to take in order to become the player I wanted to become, but then become the person I wanted to become, outside of the football field.
So I know you talked about in other interviews that you were committed to Ohio State. What made you change your mind
Yeah.
and commit to Texas?
It was God, man. He just he showed me that Texas was supposed to be the place to be before I even made a decision. But I think just me and my worldly decision and all the noise, all the talk, all the praise, all that stuff made me want to commit to Ohio State, and so I finally committed there. And that whole week, it was just the worst feeling in my stomach. Like it was the worst feeling knowing that I think I made the wrong decision. And, I know that if I want to capitalize off of everything that I want to do past football and, 40 years from now, it was supposed to be Texas. So, when I made the decision to decommit and to commit to Texas, like, I knew that obviously, I was going to have some challenges here and there, but at the end of the day, it was going to be the right decision for me.
Well, clearly you made the right choice. You had a lot of success at Texas and now in the NFL. But
Man,
clearly your
thank you.
path has had a lot of ups, and I'm sure you've had a lot of downs as well. Was there ever a moment, in your career where you had to grow as a leader or as a player to help change your path?
Yeah, man. I faced a lot of adversity in college and in the pros. For me, like being a leader is something that I had to learn every single year. And for me, like yeah, I set big goals, but I set big goals as a team player too. And in college, we felt we were so close and falling short in our goal. And it helped me grow as a person, but it helped me grow how to talk to my teammates, how to talk to my coaches, how to gain respect from them, and how to push them at a different level that they've maybe not have been pushed before by a teammate. So it helped me become just really aware of my surroundings and how I need to handle my business. And then even in the NFL, like learning this journey and still continue to learn this journey. Something that I love to be a part of, and I know that God has a plan throughout this whole journey. Uh, but it's going to be fun once all those goals as a team come to fruition.
Right now, you're definitely thriving in the league. You did happen to be my first round pick in fantasy this year. We lost in the
Nice.
finals, but it wasn't your
It's all
fault.
good. It's all good.
But
We'll
what's
get it
something
again.
you've learned about yourself since reaching the NFL that you didn't fully understand before?
I would say just being patient. Like I learned patience throughout my time in college and understanding that if you just stay patient for your journey and for what the Lord has for you, everything else will take care of itself. So for me, like even to this day, staying patient in the things that I pray for and just continue to work hard and not be distracted. There's a lot of distractions at this level off the field when it comes to so many things that you could do that can deteriorate your game and that can hurt your game, that can hurt you as a person. So I'll say just understanding, to run away from those distractions and just staying so solely focused, not like a robot, but you know, have your priorities straight. Don't mess up your priorities because as soon as that happens, that's when guys in the league you don't hear their name again. That's when they get in trouble and stuff like that. So, making sure that you're on the right journey, on the straight line, so you can, want to have success for yourself in the future.
You mentioned patience. Was there ever a moment in the league where you were like, okay, I belong here now?
Yeah, I mean, for me, like that when I first got drafted, like that whole summer, it was a lot of learning. It was a lot of me trying to get down to plays, trying to understand the game, get the speed of the game down. When that first game came around, my career, like it took a couple drives, but after that, that's when I was like, all right, like I'm starting to understand the speed. I'm starting to understand this game, and it's starting to slow down. So I would say that's really what happened.
Well, you've done an amazing job on the field in such a young career so far. I'm sure you have many, many years of success
Hey,
ahead of
bro.
you. But I want to talk a little bit about your success off the field. With the Bijan Robinson Foundation, you've impacted lots in the community. You've put a lot of effort into giving back. When did you realize that using your platform would be helpful to help support the community and give back?
I mean, I realized that when I was a kid, man. Like, you're blessed to do something um, at a high level, so it would behoove you to not give back to people that support you, people that may see you on TV that don't have opportunity to see you. And just to understand that this game there's so much bigger for you outside of this game, outside of whatever you do, and understanding that people actually don't have the life that you have, and that that they need a guy that can care for them, and a guy that can really be around for them and be a friend. That's the most important thing. So, when I do all this stuff off the field, it always makes me so happy. It makes me happier than scoring a touchdown because when I see that smile on somebody's face that may not have what some other people have, but in that moment, like their life is made. That's so much bigger than what I do on Sundays or whatever day I play.
You said it makes you very happy. Do you think it's important for, other athletes, not even just athletes, but other people to use their platform, especially athletes who have a higher platform, but use their platform to help give back like you have?
It's an absolute must. Like it should be one of your first priorities. Because yeah, you've been blessed to play at a high level, even at whatever level you're playing at. But these there's so many other people that may look up to you or may not even know you and that just need a helping hand at the end of the day, and that's what's most important for these people. Because the game or whatever you do will end one day, and your character and how you respond and how people can react to you is what lasts forever. So that's why I feel like it's so important. That's why I feel like all athletes and all whatever you do, actor, social media, whatever you do, like you should want to give back to your community, but then everybody beyond there as well.
It's truly incredible what you've done. I hope that everyone, not even just the top athletes, choose to help give back like you have.
Absolutely.
Before we wrap it up here, I'll let you go after this question. I usually like to end every episode with this. How do you define success? And more specifically, for a young high school athlete chasing big goals and trying to find their own definitions of success, what advice would you have?
How I define success is how you know how you handle and putting the Lord first, because we get success from one person, and that's God. So you know our faith is what brings success to our life, and when you are very spiritually strong, um, that's how you become successful in all the things that you want to do. And if you're not, I can say it's a lot tougher. But even understanding the situations that you're in, um, understanding, especially like you said, a high school kid that wants to be successful. I think everybody thinks that success is money, fame, power. Like it's not. That's actually destruction. If that's what you go for, but that's why I always say, like, make sure you go for a successful heart and your character and yourself. how you want people to remember who you are, not just on the field, not just on the camera, but in the community, in life. And that's where you grow your success. But ultimately, like your faith and how strong your faith is what will bring you all the things that you want to bring in the future.
You think your definition of it has become clearer once you started to help others?
Absolutely, absolutely, and you can feel it. Like the success, people think success to me is scoring touchdowns and winning people's fantasy leagues, but it's not. Like that's actually you know the last of my worries. It's how I can demonstrate the Lord's word outside of the field with the platform that He's given me, and then on top of that, making sure that young kids and young adults and older people, adults, like they all can hear the message that I'm trying to preach when it's all said and done. So that's what really puts a smile on my face more than anything.
Well, Bijan, I really appreciate you giving me your time today.
Yeah,
I thank
Jake.
everyone at home listening to Beyond the Broadcast. If you enjoyed this interview with Bijan Robinson, make sure to follow and subscribe on both YouTube and Instagram for more exciting episodes. I'm very grateful for you giving me your time today. See
Yeah,
you guys
man.
next time.
Yeah, appreciate you.